Happy afternoon, everyone. Hope you're all doing fine and staying safe. I'm Rampriya, your moderator for this session today, and it's a nice, relaxing Saturday afternoon. And I'm happy to welcoming you, one and all of you, on this session on should I wait to buy my home? நம்ம எல்லாருக்குமே தெரியும் இந்த பழைய ப்ராவர்ப் தட் வீட்டை கட்டிப்பார் கல்யாணத்தை பண்ணிப்பாருன்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. ஸோ வீடுங்கிறது எல்லாரோட கனவு. And after this pandemic, it has become all the more imperative for us to invest in a home because most of us are working from home and we're not very sure how the future is going to be. So with no further delay, just to give you some basic ground rules for this session. So the session is going to be for 45 minutes. And we will have a 15-minute question answer session at the end of it. And so if you have any questions, you may please post it on the chat box and we'll definitely answer all the questions. And our speaker for this evening is our MD, Dr. Kumar, who is the visionary behind Nameens. So just a brief about Dr. Kumar. He holds a BE in Civil Engineering and ME in Urban Engineering. He's also bestowed with the eminent fellowship of the prestigious Royal Institution of Chartered Surveyors in recognition of the highest professional and ethical standards in the field of construction, building, and related subjects. He's also distinguished alumni of College of Engineering, Guindy, and is the recipient of many prestigious awards. So before starting Nameens in 1989, Dr. Kumar was employed with the CMDA for well over a decade. So over to Dr. Kumar, and let's start this session. Thank you.
Hi, Rampriya. Thank you. Happy afternoon. Happy afternoon to all of you.
Happy afternoon, sir.
So happy to be with you all this afternoon. So I think the topic is, can I delay buying my home? Right? How long I can wait? Can I delay? Is a question they have asked. And already Rampriya has thrown a surprise on me. I was always told that this is a question answer session totally. People are going to pose questions to me and I'll have to answer. But now she says it's going to be 45 minutes of talk and then 15 minutes of question answer, which is not expected, first of all. I in fact request whether there can be more question answers rather than a speech. It could be more interactive is my question. Please check with your back office and see whether it can be more of a question answer session rather than a long presentation. Because anyway, I will do some kind of a presentation to start with. We'll really split this into, I think, 65 to 70% on question answers and only 15, 20, 30% on the presentation. One, what is the right time to buy a home? I'll tell you, of all investments people have been making for long periods of time, buying a property, especially a home, is the most beneficial, well rewarding, and also it's highly satisfying investment of all kinds of investment. So everybody has to do this. This is life's ambition. You may not invest in stocks. Nothing is going to happen. You may not have okay, some bank deposit, fine. But investments in two things generally. Traditionally, people, they'll have some gold. Gold is immediately you can liquidate. After cash, gold is one which you can immediately liquidate for any kind of emergency. So people always traditionally used to buy some gold as part of their livelihood. And then the next best, if it is an investment which is on a long term, which is long lasting, worthwhile, really big for the families, it can help the family, is buying a home. This has been a traditional wisdom of all people all over the world. They invest in home, buy a home, live in a home. That gives kind of protection, comfort, and home has got a lot of emotional connect. You have a home to go back to. Birds, see, it's in nature. Birds want to build their own nest, right? They collect stags here and there, and then they build their own small nest. Everybody has to have their own nest. This is a human urge, human necessity to go back home after all, after a hot day's toil, or wherever you go and conquer the world, finally you will have to go back home. So the importance of home can never be stressed more. And then in home as an investment, there is no wiser investment than investing in a home. That much, it's not because I am into real estate and construction and development of homes in Naveens I am talking about this. No, anybody, ask anyone investing in a home, you can think of other investments, but have you invested in a home? All those people who are invested elsewhere also, finally they invest in home. Home and real estate is, I think, is some of the best investments man can make. And for the common man, it's always the home which is very, very important. So having said that, what is the right time? When is not the right time? When is not the right time to buy a home? Right now. Now is always true. But when it is, so what we do, why people used to postpone? Those days, people used to accumulate some money, because you need money to buy a home. So because they didn't have money, they used to accumulate money and they buy the home in the later part of their life, maybe 45 years, maybe 50 years. They'll still buy a home at that 50 years, because that will stand them in good stead in the future. Today, with the advent of housing finance as the biggest, one of the largest finances available, and one of the most sought after finances for any financial institution, for bank, everybody lends for housing. So now that the advent of home loans, it's always prudent to buy it as early as possible in your life. When you think you can buy, when you want to buy, when it is available, the right time is actually now. In fact, we have done at Naveens, we have done extensive research. We appointed some auditors and financial professionals, and my own team, in fact, our director Naveen, our finance team, our chartered accountants, everybody worked last year. Just when COVID had struck last year, we worked hard to find out how does it work. And I'll tell you, the results are amazing. Results are amazing. It makes a lot of sense. It makes lot of sense to borrow money and buy a home right now. It was the result when which we got in April last year, in the grip of Corona-19, the first wave. We got this answer, and then we propagated to people that the borrowing money from banks and finance, because the home loans came at a very low rate. The bank interest rates fell to historic levels. Now today, home loans are available between 6.7 to 7.5%. This is hovering around 7%, which is historic low. In fact, they say this is probably 1 in 1,000 years, 1 in 5,000 years. This is the lowest interest rate ever imaginable. So, and that is how long it's going to last. Now it is available at, this is an unimaginable price. Because I thought I can answer these in question answer session than myself talking about this. That would have made things more interesting, more understandable than me talking.
Sir, we have question and answers coming in, sir.
Because that is how I understood the session to be. When you ask those doubts, I can clarify in much better way rather than myself talking. So I will answer when there are questions on this. I will tell you how I will establish very clearly why it makes a lot of sense to borrow and buy right now than to postpone. There are 1,000 reasons. There are 1,000 strong reasons which you must know and understand very clearly. Yes, if there are questions, we will move on to question answers. That will make the session lively.
Yes, sir. We have few questions coming up. So the first question is about what are the benefits for women home buyers?
Yes, yes. Today it makes a lot of sense first, if they are home buyer, including the name of the wife, of the spouse in home buying. Whether the wife buys, include husband's name. If the husband buys, include wife's name. It makes a lot of sense. One, for women borrowers, all the banks are giving incentivizing by a small fraction of interest reduction for women. One. And two, when you combine a man and his wife, both of their put together they buy the home, both of them are eligible for income tax deductions of both the interest component up to 2 lakhs rupees and principal repayment up to 1.5 lakhs rupees, which means they save paying income tax on 3 plus 4, 7 lakhs of rupees per annum. And if they are in a bracket of maybe 20%, 30%, you can see that it is 1.5 to 2 lakhs per annum is a saving by buying a home, which itself is, if it is 1.5 lakhs, what, 12,000 rupees, 15,000 rupees. That's every month you are going to save just by buying a home, by borrowing and buying a home. You can save as much as 1.5 lakhs per 1.5 to 2 lakhs per annum, which means every month you are going to save 10 to 15,000 rupees, which is amazing to start with. So it makes a lot of sense to include the name of the spouse. If the spouse is, both of them are working, it makes a lot of sense. But including her name also gives you a reduction in interest rate. So so the government is also wanting to encourage women buying homes because they want their security. Women, on the other side, the security of women is very, very important. So today, including them, provides them the comfort and security of a home being in their name. They will be able to face the world stronger and much better. So it makes a lot of sense to include them. I'm not able to hear you, Rampriya, your voice. You'll have to unmute.
Is it okay, sir?
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a question, interesting question. Somebody is asking, is this a good time to buy an apartment in Chennai? And is there a possibility that house prices may come down in the next 3 to 5 years?
Oh, wonderful question. Wonderful question. When I said this is the best time to buy, there are several reasons to that. One of the reasons is I already said, is the historically low interest rate at which you can borrow money. Okay, which itself is amazing reason to buy. And always you postpone this decision only in the hope that maybe tomorrow the prices will come down. This is another thing which is, in fact, it is now become an impossibility. I'll tell you, the prices going down has become an impossibility. In fact, prices have already started going up. Between last year and this year itself, the prices have gone up. And I'll tell you why. So what is home is made up of? Home is not just something. It is made up of steel, cement, bricks, timber, UPVC, electrical wires, switches. All these components go into making of a home. And you know what is happening across the globe? The prices are skyrocketing. The prices of steel was 38,000 rupees per ton. Now it is reached already 70,000 rupees in last 1 year. What is the kind of jump it is? Unbelievable jump it is happening. And they say it will go to 80,000 rupees and even it will touch 1 lakh rupees. This is happening because of Corona. Kindly understand. Corona has completely made the world upside down. It has disrupted the business activities across the globe. It has caused a lot of disruption in business activities, in transportation of goods, so many things, and even in production costs, and all kinds of the production and transportation costs, logistics costs have skyrocketed the last 1 year. With the result, the material prices are hitting the roof, I can say this. Very, very high increase in prices. The cement price you are already reading in newspapers. It was no 290, 300 rupees before Corona in 2019 last year, February, March. Now it has reached 350, 360. Now they say it's even going to 400 rupees. There is a high jump happening. Not just this, copper prices are going up, which means your wires are going to be very expensive. Steel means you are using steel in so many components, not just in construction. So all material prices, your brick prices, everything manufactured, all goods, timber prices across. It's not. I'm not telling about Chennai. Across the globe, even in the US, they are talking about. So your home is made up of steel, cement, bricks, timber, and what UPVC, all these things, copper, all these things are going into making of your home, and these prices are going up. Kindly understand, if the gold prices keep going up, the prices of the jewelry you are going to buy are going to reflect. So what is going into making of the home? And then the labor costs. Corona has already again jacked up labor costs. There were migrant laborers who are willing to work for a lower pay. All that is disrupted by Corona, and they all been, they have gone back to their native places, or when they come back also they demand higher money. So gold, this has disrupted even the labor market. The labor costs have gone up by 20%. What was 700 rupees is now 900 rupees, 850, 900. So 25%. All these are, and in fact, it's not going to end. It's going to keep going up. And that being the case, the home prices cannot come down because all these are inputs. When you buy a home also, please understand, maybe it was built yesterday, built last year. But when you buy today, you are buying with the steel there, you are buying with the cement there, you are buying with the concrete there, you are buying with the timber, everything. And those prices, the replacement costs of those materials have gone up. So naturally your prices will be going up. Now builders are, because of they are also affected by Corona, they are also trying to offer better deals and sell those products. It is not going to last. The best time is now. I say immediate. The more you delay, certainly you are going to pay more for your own home.
Thank you, sir. There's an interesting question from somebody who's asking about affordable housing in second-tier cities, in two-tier cities. And is it going to be possible for middle-class income earners to buy a home at all at this point of time?
Yes, I am actually addressing the middle-class buyers. The rich class don't need to take a home loan and buy. They have the money power, they can buy anything. I am talking about the middle class people only. And I am telling you, borrow home loan, whatever maximum extent you can borrow. See, these are all actually financial ingenuity. At Naveen's, as I told you in my opening speech, we worked out, calculated what is the wise thing to do. The best thing is to borrow as much money. Today, the financial institutions give 80, 85% as loan. So please take maximum amount of loan. So only middle class people need loan. If I am very, very rich, I don't need a loan. Why should I bother? I'm only talking about middle class people. Naveen has always been focusing on the middle class, aspiring, upwardly mobile, urban middle class. That is what we are catering to. So you must have the urge to uplift yourself. You must have to upgrade your lifestyle. You must. So I am talking to all those people who are in the middle income. They must borrow to the maximum, combine both husband and wife's income, get the maximum loan possible, and get the maximum income tax benefits. And at the low, see, I'll tell you, your inflation rate is actually, they say inflation is going to be about 8%, 9%, all that they are talking. In reality, please take it from me, that is not true. So I'm even to Naveenians who are listening to this, I'll tell you, it makes a lot of sense to borrow because the inflation, real inflation is far higher than your whatever declared inflation, but your interest rates are low, 7%. And the real inflation could be, I'll tell you, it could be 10%, 11%, 12%. See, the governments have, this is the techniques adopted by the various governments across the globe. US does it. US borrows a lot of money and they spends. You follow this, what these governments are doing, borrow as much as possible if they are giving. And nobody can get a better interest rate than a housing loan interest rate, 7%. So, because the inflation rates are high, already there is a galloping of material prices, which means your house is going to become more and more expensive than 7% repayment interest rate, and that too subsidized by all those government benefits. Actually, and then if you add the rental income, you are going, either the rent you are going to save from your old home or the rental income you are going to get from a new home, actually you may be earning money by borrowing. Every month you will be saving more money than what you are spending on a home loan. It makes a lot of sense, whether it is affordable housing, whether it is inside your city, in metropolitan cities, or wherever you want to live. Please don't go and buy somewhere where you are not going to live, because you are not going to buy 10 houses. I am not talking to those people who are buying 10 houses. I am talking to those people who want to buy one home, or maybe they want to upgrade their present home to a better home. And please buy wherever it is, wherever you want to live, wherever you want to put that to use. Please buy. And maybe as an investment, yes, you want to buy. Yes, that is another option, because that is also going to yield you the best form of investment, within inverted commas, take it from me, is buying a home by borrowing. Maybe take the borrowing for 25, 30 years. What is the longest tenure? Because the money you repay will be pittance in the long period. What you are going to repay today may look like a little installment, maybe 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 25,000, whatever it is. But in 2 years, 3 years, 5 years time, it will become insignificant compared to your salary. The EMIs are going to remain constant throughout 30-year period. What is the money you are going to pay in the 30th year? Will be peanuts. It will be like tips you are going. Best is to borrow and buy right now.
Thank you, sir. We have a question from Mr. Syed. He wants to know, if I am buying a property at Naveen's now, what will be the appreciation in the next 3 to 4 years?
Unpredictable, because the way the material prices are galloping, only we are all waiting for the trigger. The corona is keeping the lid on the explosion. Kindly understand. The lid on the explosion is corona. Once this lid is lifted, there will be an explosion in prices. It is not a normal trend for me to project, because nobody projected last year the steel which was selling at 38,000 rupees will cost me 72,000 rupees in 1 year. What is the percentage in jump? And you have steel in your house, and your value has gone up already. If you bought, what price you sell is another matter. What is the value of that is tomorrow. Within 1 year, all those people, if there was, in fact, in a Naveen's home, Saru Towers carries about 7 kg of steel. If there is 7 kg of steel you have bought at per square foot, okay, and the price has gone up by 35 rupees, this is jump only on account of steel, 250 rupees, 300 rupees in a year. Only on one item, your value has gone up. So what price you sell is a market, but what is the value you are going to get is just on steel. What you bought last year is now 250 rupees more today. Cement, similarly, everything you can add, everything you can keep on adding. That is the kind of appreciation you are all going to get.
There's an interesting question, I think, from an NRI buyer. Your advice to NRIs investment in property at Chennai. So considering that NRIs don't pay tax in India. So what would be your advice on this, sir?
Okay, they may not make tax savings, okay, but still all the other benefits, like beating the inflation, because you are borrowing money today and buying in future money terms. Borrow and buy wherever you are. You may not get the tax benefits of Government of India because you are not paying tax here. But still, I am saying the commodity price explosion which is happening now and the lower interest rates, you can still borrow in India. Right? NRIs can borrow in India. You take advantage of that lower interest rate in India and borrow, buy, because the inflation in India is so rapid. The real inflation is far higher than what you are, especially this is an average inflation. Remember, the inflation which is projected by the government is including rice, dal, your milk, which are all subsidized. Whereas the commodity prices are galloping at a much faster rate. If you can understand economics, please understand this. The commodity prices are jumping, galloping at 15%, 20%, do not know. There is 70% increase in steel prices. And you are borrowing at 7%. Before the banks wake up, before the builders regather, gain strength, and start increasing the prices, please go and buy.
There is a question from Pasupati Venkatesh. He would like to know, how about buying a ready-made home? Should I buy a ready-made home?
Oh yes, that makes a lot of sense, because again there are uncertainties of construction. Today what is happening, COVID has really put a brake on delivery schedules. The labor market has been sucked out. So there are no people and there are no material movement. The works are all stuck and then their projects are getting delayed. So there is some uncertainty in delivery. And if you buy a home which is ready to occupy, first of all your botherations are over. One. Number two, the assets start yielding you money immediately. Either you move over to the new house, so you save on all the rentals you are paying now. So that is a straight saving from day one. You are going to wait for a house. Yes, that saving is going to happen only in future. Until then, you will have to continue. So your cost of your ready-made home, you have to actually discount it by the amount of rent you will save, by the amount of pre-EMI interest you will save, because you are taking over right now. So it makes, if it is a ready to move in home, you are even more blessed. That's the best thing which can happen to you. It's an icing on the cake. Grab it. I'm not able to.
Sorry, somebody is also wanting to know if the interest rates would go down further if there's a COVID-3 coming up. It's the third wave.
Let us all pray that the third wave is not no significant. It doesn't affect much. But yes, they say it is inevitable the third wave will come. But interest rates, whether it can fall further, தமிழ்ல ஒன்று சொல்லுவாங்க, இலவு காத்த கிளி அப்படின்னு சொல்லுவாங்க. இத மாதிரி ஏதாவது ஒரு சாக்க சொல்லி நம்ம போஸ்ட்போன், அதாவது procrastination is the biggest sin in life. Procrastination is the biggest. If it is not possible, another matter. If it is possible, hoping that the prices will crash further, prices are going to skyrocket, gallop. And interest rates, again, there will be pressure on the economy, because when the commodity prices go up, the inflation rates go up, the interest rates cannot remain low. They will also start rising. So that's a very rare occurrence that the prices. But I think it is. I am saying in 5,000 years of history, what other proof you want? This is the lowest, and you want to go. You imagine people who have invested money in banks and retirement money, and they are waiting for these returns to come and then have their livelihood. You think all of those people will vanish? There will be pressure also to keep up, and then the banks have to survive. So the interest rates coming down is, I think, that is too greedy to expect fall in the near future. The whole economy has to correct. The whole situation has to change, like in the US or in Japan, where the interest rates are now at 2%. You can borrow at 4%. Then the interest rates will, the bank rates will be 2%. Your FDs will carry only 2% return on you. Is that okay for you? So I think nobody wants that kind of a crash on interest rates.
Thank you, sir. And people are also, worried about the credibility of developers. They also want to know what could be the hidden costs any home buyer should be aware of.
The home buyers should ask for all the costs involved. It's not just the quoted price. Rate per square foot is the most misleading figure. Which, if you are taking your decision based on the rate per square foot, I think you are in for trouble. Because they know people, the psychology of people know the people who are in the marketing, they know how to catch you. So the catch is you give a lower figure per square foot rate, you are immediately trapped. You go there and then you are so much, you admire the price so much, you just fall a prey. You just don't inquire much. You will have to go deep. You will have to arrive at the real cost of acquisition. You will have to arrive at what are the various on top charges which are there, which the builder will collect, you will have to pay before you take over possession. If you don't do this and just go by the per square foot rate, you will be in soup. You are not made a wise decision. So take whatever is the square feet. How much is a square feet? What is the carpet area you're going to get? What are all the amenities there? Okay. What balcony? If you have a balcony, you like a balcony, you want extra balcony, okay, there is the money to pay, fine. Think about it. What are all the amenities? Is there a clubhouse? Do you want a clubhouse? Or I don't want a clubhouse, I only want a home. You'll have to decide what you want. And what are all the amenities are coming? And what is your carpet area? Now RERA has made it mandatory for every builder to declare the carpet area. Compare your prices by multiplying the rate per square foot by the saleable area, arrive at the total price, divided by carpet area declared in the RERA website, and in every builder now has to declare, arrive at the per carpet area square feet, what is the price you are paying, number one. And then again, that what are all the on tops payable? Floor rise charges, parking, clubhouse charges, what are all the on tops you have to pay? You have to note down everything, and you must take an assurance from the builder. Beyond this, there is nothing. There is a GST component. If it is under construction, there is also pre-EMI interest which you need to pay. And if it is going to be very badly delayed, that is also your cost. If it is ready for occupation, which is immediately you can move in, there is a difference. You are not going to pay all those things. These are all savings. You must calculate. You must take a calculator, work out with a sheet what is the real cost when you get your key, how much money would have gone out of you, and what is the carpet area you are going to get. That is what you should understand. Not only that, where is your property located, and you are working in Georgetown area and you will have to travel 2 hours a day, then there is a travel cost, there is a time cost. All these things you will have to take into consideration before deciding what is the cost of an apartment. Does it answer your question?
Looks like that, sir. And it's just a follow-on question. Somebody wants to know if home buying in suburbs is advisable better than in the city.
When we are talking about the middle income group, I think it makes a lot of sense, because the property inside, what is city? See, it's all what is said and what is understood. There is a huge gap. What is city? What do you mean by city? And what do you mean by suburb? The definition of city today, is it Tambaram part of the city? Somebody thinks Tambaram is city. Somebody thinks only Gemini, Mambalam, Tinagar. No, even Gindi is a suburb for somebody. So it all depends on how people interpret. So it depends on where is your workplace, and what is the travel time and travel distance, what is the accessibility, and your affordability. What is the price you can pay? Within city, the prices are expensive, like 12,000, 15,000, 20,000. So it's high price. Is that the range at which you are looking for? Or are you looking for something like 5,000, 6,000, 7,000, 8,000? So depending on your price, you have to move a little in or out of the core city. And you can't go too far because commuting will become a misery. You can't do that. So don't go too far away. Suburb is okay, I like that. But if I can buy within city, close proximity to city, in fact, Naveen says, no, this Whiteberry is well within the core city. Okay, and priced only reasonably, like so less than 6,000 rupees. So these are all no advantages. So you will have to weigh all these options before you take a decision. Where do you want to live? Which part of, whether you want to go to north of city or south of city, which side you are willing to go, where is your work, where are your children studying, all these are important factors in decision making.
Thank you, sir. There's again an interesting question. We were talking about real estate as an investment option during the start of this conversation. So a potential home buyer would like to know what category of home should I buy or what segment should I go in? Is it affordable, mid-segment or luxury? What is your advice on this, sir?
I just missed your question, Mark. Can you repeat it, please?
Sure, sir. We are talking about real estate as an investment option. Even during the start of our conversation. So one of our potential home buyers would like to know what kind of segment do I buy? Do I buy an affordable home or a mid-segment home or a luxury home? What would be your advice?
Okay, when you are an investor, investing, so it depends on your purse. What is the budget you have for investment? So not what kind of building you want to buy, right? So what is the budget you have will determine what you buy, one. And normally the rate of appreciation of suburban property will be higher. There are exceptions always. You go to our posh areas like Poyes Garden, Boat Club, the rate of appreciation there is also very high because the availability is low. So the rate of appreciation, but generally compared to city, the suburbs are, because the base is low, the rate of increase will be high. The price increase because the construction cost is the same, more or less the same everywhere, right? So in suburbs, if you take the same specifications where you build in suburb or where you build in city, the construction cost is the same. So your land cost is a big variance, but luxury homes, wherever you build, the cost of construction is high. So what is the purpose of your investment? Your I think it is more on your budget. What you want to invest on is on your budget. You want rental return, again, even a luxury home may give you a better, maybe it's a nice house, may even get a lakh of rupees as one rental return in addition to appreciation. But it all depends on what do you want to do with the investment and how do you want to use it.
Definitely, sir. That's an interesting answer. In fact, a few of my friends who are working in the IT industry as well have been, looking to buy homes, and their contention is that office and home have become the same now. So since work from home is here to stay on for a few more years, I think home buying would be the most sensible option. That's what the IT and the IT ES people have been conveying to me as well.
Yeah, I would like to answer that part, address that also. What's happened today, the importance of home is even more getting emphasized.
Yes.
The advent of Corona, the importance of home has become much higher than what it used to be. So people used to just go home for eating and sleeping, nothing else. So it was unimportant otherwise, very little importance. And they were all so busy doing what we do not know. They were all so busy running around, maybe shopping around, maybe going to malls, maybe going to movies, entertainment, whatever. But I think Corona has completely turned the situation to a different direction. And now people are feeling home is very, very important. And then you have to stay longer hours at home. So the comfort of a home, and then the enabling working from home is also another important factor they need to address.
Definitely, sir. The sense of security also. because today we are not able to step out freely. So, home gives a better sense of security to all of us.
Yes,
So
that's the beginning. I said yes. That home, as a human being, as any species, the home is what is giving you comfort. Like no, you need to get back home, and home is also another way security, economic security, because the kind of money it involves is so high. No, you want any emergency, you can use the home to raise some money, borrow some money. So many of your emergencies can be met no if you have a home. So it provides security both in the economic sense as well as in the social and psychological sense.
thank you, sir. We have a question from someone who's asking if Naveen's has got second-hand flats for sale.
That's a good question. What I understand is Naveen second-hand flats do not come to even our knowledge. What I understand from my customers is that whenever there is a Naveen's apartment coming, it's very rare. People buy to live in Naveen's home. That is how most of the Naveen's apartments are bought. They want to live there. So they want to make a memorable life home and they want to live there. And whenever there is some apartment coming for sale within the complex, it is sold within the community. The people there, in fact, they say even something goes, for rent. Somebody is vacating. Even the outside, before the outside world knows that, the community living within that, they have their relatives, they have their friends, somebody wants to come in and they get filled. And whenever there is a sale, the sale is also happening. People who are already living there, their friends, their relatives, their circle, they buy it immediately. So it doesn't come out into the open at all. Very rarely it comes. So, and when it comes, it also commands a very good price. That's what I heard from even realtors. They tell me, sir, if Naveen's home come for a resale, we get the best possible price. So it is immediately sold. So we don't even Naveen's, we don't even get to know that it is coming for sale.
Thank you, sir, for answering that question. We have one more question where this person would like to know how to evaluate the credibility of a developer. As a man.
Yes, I think everybody should do that before they buy a home. They must, whether it is Naveen's or whether it is anybody else, you must evaluate their credentials before you buy. Especially when you are buying an under construction property, it is more important. But anyway, when you buy a home from a developer, you must know the credentials, the background. You need to check. You just should not believe in the advertisements or whatever claims they make over phone and they convince you because somebody nicely talks to you, you are impressed and you buy. No, because I'll tell you, home buying is one of the most expensive buy you make in your life. Especially I'm talking to the middle class people, probably they buy it once in their life, maybe 2 times. There is no previous experience to guide you. When emotions come over you and for some reason you just get emotional and buy it for, you like the location or something, or you like the price quoted, or you, whatever some reason you buy, or you see the advertisement, the kind of picture they projected, it's also nice. But you must investigate because if you get into trouble, it's going to ruin your life. It's going to be a miserable experience when you buy a home, you make a mistake. So what you should do, you must check the background. You must check whether the builder has delivered in the past, how long they are working, how long they are in the field, whether they have delivered their promises in the past. You must go and talk to the previous customers. Talking to the builder, everybody a builder will say, I am the best. In fact, we'll also, everybody will say the same thing. How will you differentiate? You must go and talk to the previous customers who are known to you. Somebody who is unknown, you can just walk into any project, try to talk to somebody. Some of your friends, relatives, maybe have bought from the builder. You ask for their experience. What is that they underwent? Whether there was a twist in the tail in the end when they before takeover, whether there were some slapping of some huge costs which were unexpected, whether it was promised as delivered as promised, whether it was given on time, whether the quality, how it has been faring well over time in the past. if the builder has developed in the past, last several years, how are the old projects faring? You must do a lot of research. You must check with your circle, known circle. You must also go to some of the projects of the builder, check. Today, another thing is social media. But even social media, you need to approach with caution, because social media is being managed today. There are cosmetics which are possible. There are social media management companies. And again, a good builder can be sullied by somebody or some miscreant who wants to sully their name. A bad builder can be projected as a good builder on a media. So media is one of the indicators. You can't just 100% go by. You need to understand the threat. Well, what is that person really saying? What is the answer? You will have to apply your mind and think through the complaint, even in social media postings. But do reality check. And again, RERA, how in RERA, how they are faring, how many complaints against the builder are going on, what kind of builder judgments which are being given about the builder. You must go into all. Today a lot of opportunities are available for you to check, verify the veracity. Who is the architect? Who is the structural designer? If you want to go into depth. And again, there are whether the titles are bad. You check in the industry. You must talk to people who are already in the know of things. You must talk to professionals. You must do real research to know. You must go to the site, see the progress of the work yourself, and then convince yourself. You just don't blindly buy.
Thank you, sir. In fact, I think our audience today are completely aware of the RERA regulations, and they know what RERA is all about. Going on to the next question, somebody is asking us that there is a prediction that steel prices are likely to come down in the next 18 months. So, which means is there a property price drop in the next 24 to 36 months?
Very good question. So 18 months later, the prices are going to drop. So are they assuming for 18 months it is going to keep going up? And if it is going to drop, with reference to what price? Was it with reference to last year's price or 17th month's price? What was 38,000 rupees? If it is by the end of 18th month, if it is 1 lakh and it is dropped to 90,000 rupees, is the questioner considering that as a drop? And he wants to wait for that to happen? Or see what was 36,000 rupees, where it is going, what is the trend which is indicating, and take a prudent decision. I think trying to predict that 18 months later something is going to happen and 24 months later something is going to happen, I think I think this is all a pipe dream.
Yes, sir, true. With this corona, I think even 6 months is a long-term plan. So we're not very sure
how many of us are going to be alive after the third wave itself is a question.
Definitely, sir. Yeah. We have another question where somebody wants to know, what are the major approvals should I look from a developer?
Oh, absolutely. Today, I skipped the question because today there is a RERA. So the RERA makes sure that the developer gets all the approval. So you must see whether the project is registered with RERA. There may be no registration claimed, but check if there is a RERA registration number given. Check whether that registration number refers to the same project. Because even if there are protections, we need to be guarded. We need to protect ourselves. There are a lot of intentions for the act to protect you. But if you are not protecting yourself, nothing is going to protect you. So if there is whether the project is registered with RERA and whether RERA registration number corresponds to the project in the same phase in which it is being constructed, whether there is an approval from the CMD authorities for the project, and then whether there is a local body approval. All these things will have to be ensured before you buy into an apartment. There are a lot of other approvals, NOCs, environmental clearances, etc. Depending on the size of the project, the developers have to take. There is a police NOC, there is a fire NOC, there is a, you need to get airport clearance, you may have to get environmental clearance, you have to get so many clearances are there for the builder. That's all pity that builders had to go through all these kinds. They'll have to satisfy hundreds of laws before they build and give you a home. You have to understand that, pity that, but make sure that basically what you can look at is whether there is if you're buying in Chennai, CMD approval or the other municipal or corporation approval in other areas, and local body approvals are there, and then whether there is a registered and RERA if the number of units are 8 or more than 8. So these you need to basically check.
We have a question from Mr. V.R. Nagarajan, who wants to know, do we have any plans to construct senior citizens' home in the city, within Chennai city?
Okay, a lot of builders are already developing that. I have my personal opinion. Naveens has not so far done a senior citizens home because senior citizens, by psychologically, they need the company of younger generation and kids for their well-being, for their happiness, for their joy. They derive energy and strength and happiness by looking at younger people around them. Isolating them into a senior community and showing them to be laughing and smiling and being happy, I think it's against the nature. So I believe if at all Naveens develops any retirement community or senior community, it will be part of a larger group of people. It will be probably one block among several blocks of all other citizens. கூடி வாழ்ந்தால்தான் இங்கே கோடி நன்மை. நம்மளாம் we cannot segregate by age. இதெல்லாம் social evil. That's what I consider personally.
But sir, in today's scenario where most of the kids are abroad, living abroad, this kind of retirement community probably could help them live in a more sociable environment rather than living in a flat where they feel cut off from the rest of the crowd. How do you see this, sir?
No, first thing again, people living abroad and then putting their parents in a old age home. We have seen movies, how cruel that is, right? It's pity that they are consigned. They are consigned. I am calling that they are not confined. They are consigned to old age homes, right? It's like asylum. You put them in an asylum and then forget them. No. I think even old age home should be part of a larger community of comprising of people of all age groups, youngsters. It's a mix, everything. There must be society. As in society, you can't isolate. You can't take children away, can you? The society is made up of all age groups. This kind of exclusivity, taking them away, promising them, we'll take care of you. I think there is something fundamentally wrong with this concept. Even if you have, it can be one block allocated for such, with some medical care, with some, probably giving them food kind of. Some of the amenities can be provided. They can be part of a larger community. What you need is only those kind of amenities like medical attention and some food. So why should they be secluded from the rest of the world? I just don't understand this concept. These are Western. See, I'll tell you what happens in the world outside. They are copying from the Western world. There, the parents abandon children and they enjoy. They don't want their children to spoil their life. So they leave the children at home. They go and have their night life, whatever, they enjoy life. When they come back, by the time the children become 18 years old, they also want to fly away. They don't want to be burdened by the parents. So the government takes the responsibility of taking care of the seniors. So the society consigns them to those senior homes. Why are we aping this model? I just personally don't understand this.
I appreciate that, sir. There's a question from a person. Home buyers generally don't have an authenticated portal or a place where we can get proper home buying guidance. So as a home buyer, what are the key aspects we should consider while buying a home? And it would be great if you can help us with some key points that we can use as a checklist during our home buying. I think you have already answered this question, or in case you want to add any further inputs to these questions.
Many of these aspects I think I have talked about.
Yeah.
you must look at location where you want to buy and the conveniences around the location. You must know from whom you are trying to buy the home. The real cost, the real budget, what is your budget? The real cost when you get your flat on hand, how much money you would have spent? Either by way of GST, either by way of registration charges, either by way of car parking and clubhouse charges, either by way of floor rise charges, or either there are other hidden costs like increase in area. I do not, there is an increase in area you have to pay. Are they saying that you will have to pay? And whether there are pre-EMI interest because you will have to pay in installments over time and the project is getting delayed, how much money you will be paying on the interest and the time delay, what is the time frame in which you are going to get, which means how much interest and how much rent you will have to continue to pay for your present home before you move into the new home. All these things will have to be calculated. And then again in the cost, the future travel distance and travel time, how much it is going to cost you also will have to get added before you arrive at the real price. What is the carpet area you are going to really get and what are all the amenities you are getting. So these will have to be really understood first on the cost, then the developer, the past history of the developer, the deliveries and the product quality and the kind of maintenance, whether they take up the maintenance or do the maintenance, all those track record of the developer has to be seen. Of course, titles have to be verified. So track record of the developer, though RERA provides that it's better. No, you also know the track record is one very important indicator. You must do real research to know there. Don't go by the promises made. Go by real check and your own conviction that what is being promised will be delivered and what will be the cost and when it will be delivered. All these things you must have the right answer. Don't go by what the other person says. What is your conviction? What your mind says? What you believe to be true? Take a decision on your conviction. This is what I'm saying.
Thank you, sir. Mr. Nagarajan has another question. He wants to know if Naveens would be building homes in tier 2 cities like Madurai, Tirunelveli.
Yes, we would love to. But there is a rider. I'll tell you, real estate is always a local game. Internationally, there are no global players. There are global players in mobile. There are global players in automobiles. There are global players in probably food products, your toothpaste. But in real estate, there are no global players. That should indicate something to you. Because real estate is a local, especially residential real estate. Commercial real estate you can replicate successfully in Bangalore, Hyderabad, Bombay, Delhi. But residential real estate, the character of the people vary, the type of the the location, the geography of the area, see, if you go on a road, you go from Pasumpur Muthuramalinga Thevar Selai statue, about 1.5-2 kilometers, you reach that Crown Plaza Hotel. You turn left, the price is very different. You turn right, the price is very different. Just one turn, right turn, left turn. If you're not known the city, you sit in Delhi and decide on what is the price at which you will buy. It's difficult. It's not easy. In fact, Donald Trump, if we all understand, is the biggest real estate developer in the world. He has confined himself 95% to Manhattan. Not even outside Manhattan he has gone. That is the kind of focus. See, real estate is most. In fact, there are developers in Madurai, there are developers in Trichy, there are developers in Coimbatore who have understood nothing wrong in Naveens going and doing. There are good developers. So we will do once we get to the geographical knowledge and the local knowledge get more, then only the builder should move to other cities and do, is my opinion.
Well said, sir. Thank you. I think this is very insightful because not many would know about, real estate being a local game. And then that's very important. And thanks for the insight.
If you see, really, builders from outside, Chennai, some of them, they are very successful in commercial real estate. But residential is a different ball game. You need to understand the local pulse. You need to understand. See, the kind of the living, the style, everything varies from place to place. So,
True.
yes.
We have a question. Somebody wants to know if they can buy a flat in a multi-storied building. Is it safe?
Absolutely. Actually, multi-storied buildings are stronger, higher quality, higher category buildings which are done more professionally. It should be done more professionally than a normal ground plus one, ground plus two, ground plus three. It calls for a lot of more technical expertise, lot of professionalism. There are a lot of rules and regulations you need to follow if you want to do a multi-story building. A lot of safety precautions you need to take. The structure has to be stronger. It has to withstand the earthquake much better than a normal building. So all these will have to go into production of a multi-story building. When it is made very well, there is no question of safety being a concern, whether you take a ground plus one or a villa or a multi-story building top floor. That doesn't matter at all because these are all the responsibilities of the developer and the engineers to produce. You go to Burj Khalifa, what are the number of floors they have built and how safe it is. Where would you like to, you would like to live in the ground floor or the topmost floor. So these are all questions which you should not be, these are all psychological feelings that you feel low rise. ஏதாவது இது வந்துன்னா ஓடி வந்துடலாம் கிரவுண்ட் ஃப்ளோர் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் ஃப்ளோர்ல இருந்துன்னா ஓடி வந்துடலாம் அப்படிங்கிறதெல்லாம் இன்ஃபேக்ட் ஆல் தோஸ் லாட் ஆஃப் ப்ரொவிஷன்ஸ் ஆர் பீயிங் மேட் டு சேவ். இஃப் யூ சே ரோட்ல நடந்து போறது சேஃபா, சைக்கிள்ல போறது சேஃபா, கார்ல ட்ரெயின்ல போறது சேஃபா, ஏரோப்ளேன்ல போறது சேஃபா? எது சேஃப்? Naveen, you always used to joke. No, there is the least number of people dying. See, the percentage of travelers edutha, the number of accidents, the accidental deaths in airlines is the least because there is so much of safety precautions, so much of safety protocols which are being followed in the higher echelons. So that way, multi-storied buildings are as safe as anything else. There is no need to worry about that. You look at the price, look at the location, look at your flat, look at the amenities, and live happily. Higher the merrier. You can have a larger view. See horizon. How much horizon you can see? Your vision. You have a very short vision. You do not know much. You have a longer vision. You feel you are better person. So it enhances your vision. So better to go higher and higher. No problem.
So what is Naveen's experience in constructing a multi-storied apartment, sir?
We love the construction of a multi-storied building as much as we love a villa. There is no difference. In fact, it calls for higher technical expertise, higher professionalism, higher care, safety precautions. Even for workmen, we have to employ all kinds of safety precautions. And then a lot of fire fighting services. So much of technicalities involved. So it's more challenging, more exciting, to build a multi-storied building as a technologically. It's an advanced. When you do for a post-tension slab, we get excited. See, higher the technology when you adopt, it excites you as a professional. So, but we love doing lower rises. We love doing ground plus one villas because home is always a home. So making a home is really a joy.
Thank you, sir. Does Naveen's plan to come up with any more multi-storied buildings?
Absolutely. Absolutely. Actually, immediately we are coming out with the next project is on Arcot Road. We are coming out with a very interesting concept. The project, it's tilt plus 13-storied building on Arcot Road. I don't want to, it's a very interesting concept, that much I must say. People will be excited. It's new to Chennai. So people would love to live in that apartment. So that is the immediate one coming to my mind. Yes, Starwood Towers Phase 3 is going to be even taller than what we are already doing. It's going to be basement. What we have done already is basement stilt plus 14 floors. The new one is going to be basement stilt plus 22 floors. So it's still taller. So same Maiwan technology we are adopting. Approvals are in place. We are just getting the final clearance for registering before the RERA. Once that comes, that will be announced, and that's going to be an exciting project as well. So we are into multi-storied. We are entrenched deep into multi-storied, and we sharpen our skills and sharpen our technological acumen.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. There's a question on a difference between a RERA carpet area and the other carpet area. RERA carpet and carpet area. Somebody wants to know that.
Okay, good question. The carpet area, as per the normal standards, like the world over, or even the Indian building, National Building Code, the carpet area is the area between the walls, all room areas between the walls, where you can lay your carpet. You can generally understand that as where you can lay your carpet, end to end, wall to wall. If you put a carpet, whatever area covered, it will also include balcony, because even in balcony you can lay your carpet, right? All that will get included in a carpet area normally. So the walls are getting excluded, but the floor area will be the whatever the tiling or the carpet which can be laid. The tiles area between the walls is the carpet area. Normally that is what it is. So whereas RERA has a different definition. They have left out the balconies from the carpet area calculation, but they have also left out the internal walls are not taken into account. So they only take the outer walls. They do not calculate the outer wall area and the balcony area. The rest of the area, including walls inside the apartment, are all included in the RERA carpet area. That's a new definition which they are given. Do you understand this?
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. In fact, we would also, it'd be good if we could touch upon the different interest rates that banks are offering and different segments that are being addressed, like women, government employees. So what are the interest rates that banks are?
I think that can be shared. It's varying from the different banks give the lowest rates are for either government employees or for women or people getting less than 30 lakhs. All those people get the lowest interest rate. About, I think it goes to 6.7%. But it also depends on their CRISIL score, their credit score. So what is their borrowing history? So a lot of things go into and where are you working? Are you working in a government or in a recognized organization, or you are on your own business? Your income is not standard income. Yeah. So it all depends. The final rate for which is applicable to your loan depends on so many factors. But it can get to as low as 6.65 to 6. Again, tenure of the loan. Some banks give 6.65% if you take a 20-year loan. It becomes 6.7% if you take a 30-year loan. I will advise you to take a longer loan than a shorter loan, because what is paid after 10 years itself will have less than half the value. In 15 years, your value will be 20% of what you are paying. After that, it is going to be peanuts. It's going to be 5%, 10%, 5% of the interest rate you are paying now. Installment you are paying. So longer the better.
Okay, sir.
And
Thank
your
you,
rents, see, on the other hand, your EMI will remain constant, whereas your rental will keep on going up. your rental income every at least 2-3 years it will go up by 10%, at least 10%, 15%. Whereas your EMI will remain constant. Just imagine you just rent out and take the rent and start paying. You will be getting more and more as the time passes, whereas your EMI will remain constant. What a great advantage.
Yes, sir, absolutely. Thanks for that, sir. So, would you want to, tell people about the other projects that Naveen's have in terms of ready to occupy homes?
Oh yes.
Considering the present situation.
Yes, at the moment, whatever Naveen is offering is all ready to move in. It's a great news. Even in Corona times, we have managed to complete all our projects irrespective of this, thankfully. So all Naveen's projects which are offering today, as on date, are all ready to occupy. We have projects. Our flagship project is Starwood Towers, where we have phase 1, which is has been handed over quite some time back. People have been living there. That is also available. Some flats are still available. You can pick it up. The second one is Starwood Towers phase 2, which is also ready for occupation. Now people have started moving in. Now it's delivered and they are moved in, so you can. It's ready for you to move in. If you buy right now, you can move in. See the exciting clubhouse. See the podium amenities. It's out of the world, I would say. But I was tempted to shift my residence to Starwood Towers just to enjoy the podium and the clubhouse facilities. Till me and my wife are thinking whether we can shift from my house to Starwood Towers. That is the kind of excitement we ourselves have get by seeing this. So Starwood Towers, either phase 1 or phase 2, both are ready to occupy. You can choose. You have Sanctum, which is people have been living there now. That is also ready for occupation in near Tambaram in Rajkilpakkam. Beautiful community, very very serene. That is one. Starwood Towers is in Medavakkam, which is developing very very fast. What I am seeing this development, and once the flyover at both Velachery and Medavakkam is completed, it's going to be a breeze from Velachery to Medavakkam. It's going to be a breeze. So easy to commute, even from I'll say Tidal Park to Starwood Towers is going to be a breeze. The roads are so wide and so beautiful. It's unimaginable. You can just maybe about it's like a flying. It's so near from, I will say, Starwood Towers is so close to Tidal Park once these two flyovers are completed. So Rajkilpakkam is already bustling neighborhood in South Chennai near Tambaram, Salayur area. That's a beautiful place. That is the second project we have. We have Whiteberry is another interesting project. North Chennai, if you go, you can't miss Whiteberry in Mulakadai. You just talk to the people. They love living there. It's a multi-storied building, very uniquely shaped. With every from every apartment you can see all three sides. You get a lot of ventilation. Two sides you can see the world. There is no view getting obstructed. So it's a head-shaped building. Very interesting, very nice multi-storied project. It's a change in lifestyle. We call that apartments, not apartments. UP means you upgrade your lifestyle. In the North Madras, Naveen's has gone there to know the lifestyle itself has. You must go and see for yourself to believe how it is. Such a beautiful project. You have Septum, another project. Some flats are left in Indranagar. That is another one. Then I'll tell you, Eden Park near Porur. That's a few flats are left. I think these are the current offerings. And if you go to Vizag, you can pick up some plots in Vizag, which are also it's a beautiful setting, nice, serene atmosphere in Gidijala and Sunday villages. That's a beautiful project, Naveen's Aranya. That's a beautiful forest-themed beautiful urban development which is happening there. These are
Thank
the
you, sir.
offerings right now.
Thank you very much, sir. So it was a great interaction, sir. A lot of insights, a lot of experiences and awareness that you have created for our listeners today. I think I'm sure they would have been benefited with this, and yeah, great, sir. Nice interacting with you. Thank you very much.
I will be happy only. Let me tell you, I'll be happy only if I have excited people to make the decision to buy right now, because that's coming from my heart. It's a great time for them to buy, and the more the delay they do, the more pain they will have to pay a higher premium for that soon. So this is the best time. The Corona has offered them the best opportunity. So Corona has done a lot of bad things. It has caused a lot of anxiety, pain, everything, but it has also in its wake brought a lot of benefits. So reap those benefits before they evaporate. That's my advice.
Thank you very
And
much,
borrow
sir.
and buy, borrow and buy. That's any time, and that when the interest rates are lowest, if you fail to borrow, I think it's your absolute mistake. If you don't, you can't borrow money at that rate for anything else except buying a home. And then there are other tax benefits. I do not know, if you are not buying, you are making a mistake.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much, for your valuable words, and thanks for your time, sir. Thank you.
Welcome. I enjoyed. Hope everybody enjoyed the interaction.
Thanks, everyone. Thank you.
I could not see all people. I was thinking that their faces will also be seen. Anyway, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, one and all. Thank you.